Hello and welcome to another David Anderson longbow arrows video. This time we're going to be talking about cresting machines, so making our arrow shafts look a little bit prettier. If you saw a previous video where I was talking about the finishing of the arrow shafts and the expense and the time and effort going to make them look pretty, you'll notice that I'm not a particularly great fan of it. Yes, okay, have the arrows functional, make them look pretty if you want to, but you know, it's your choice. At the end of the day, they're going to be shot, they're going to be destroyed, and you're going to be spending a lot of money having them all nicely done when you don't actually need to. So, cresting, what does cresting actually do? Well, it is effectively painting the arrow shafts. So this one here, this is a test one, so you can just see different colors, different shading, how they all work. We've got, you know, green is a base layer there, we've got red and we've got white on top of it. You can do other colors at this end. Look, this one here was one that I did for another customer who wanted to see what the blue, yellow, blue stripes look like. This would have obviously been at the feather end. He also wanted yellow hen feathers and a blue cock feather, so it would all match in a color scheme. So that's what he wanted to have a look at. Now, cresting machines, you can buy them already made. They're 150, 200 pounds, some of them a little bit more expensive. It is basically a machine that you put the arrow shaft in, it spins it very, very fast, and you just take your paintbrush. We use acrylic paint and we paint what we want on the shaft. That's purchased machines. You can actually make them yourself if you want to. There are videos on YouTube on how to make them. Some of them use sewing machine motors to help spin, because you can control the speed with your foot. This one here that you can see in camera number 2 is one that I made earlier. It is inside the control box. Actually, what I'll do here is, yeah, let's take this one over so you can see. Right, so what we have here is so this is the control box. Okay, inside here is the motor. The motor protrudes through the hole in this housing here. This is a chuck area which I use to hold the shaft, so the shaft will slide in like so. There's the chuck key there, so I will do the chuck up, which holds the shaft nice and tight. On the top here, I mean, this is all weird and wonderful. I have a speed controller, so I can actually, you can see, and that there, you can hear the shaft spinning there. It's wobbling a little bit because the shaft is not actually secured into the chuck, and then I can increase the speed and then bring it all the way down to nothing, and the green button is just a turn off button, so that doesn't, and then turn it back on. So these bits here all got off Amazon. You don't need a speed controller. I'm just being a bit flash with mine. We've got a motor in here. I'll put the description to the motor that I used in the description, and also there's a chuck here which fits onto the motor. Okay, and the rest of this is just pine strip board that I got from B&Q. Okay, so got a base. Okay, the housing is glued onto the base. These screws here are holding the motor in place. The back wall here is in place only because on this bit here is where we're going to put where I put the paper that tells me what colours these are all going to be. Here I have recycled a roller from my old cresting jig that broke, and that's another bit of it that's supposed to sit there, but it broke off. And here is essentially a bearing in a U-clip on a piece of, just to give it some support. If you want to see, that's more what it looks like. These bearings and these U-clips, again, you can get from hardware stores, Amazon, wherever. If I put back up at the top here, let's put you back. Okay, now if I was to put the and then just, you don't want to do this up too tight, it just needs to be tight enough to grip the shaft, okay, but not too tight that it's gonna damage it. Okay, and then when you just increase, he says increase the okay, and then you can then see in the other camera, actually what we do is move this one back down again so you can see it. And it's spinning quite nicely there. What you'll notice is that the other end is wobbling a little bit. That's what this piece here is for. Is going to go in. It's going to go in there like that on another block, and just to keep it a little bit more secure in there. And that's it. And then what you're doing with this end here is you're just taking your paintbrush and then you're just painting along here, and the colours come out. Let's go back, and that, my friends, is a cresting jig. Very easy to make. This whole thing probably cost me somewhere, I will say around about £50, £60-ish to make, including all the wood. So it's a little bit cheaper than obviously going out and buying a ready-made one, but then at the end of the day you might want to buy a ready-made one, so up to you. Hope you like the video. Please obviously post any comments, like, share, etc. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll do some more videos as we go. Thanks for watching.